What's going on, y'all? VNNCZ3 here, bringing you episode 21 in our free-to-play series. And in this video, I'll be going over guild coins as a free-to-play player and what I do with them, so stay tuned. Play that shit! Alright y'all, let's do this. We're going to cover each tab separately because each tab has something good for you no matter what level of gameplay you're at. Whether you're free to play like myself right now or heavy pay to win like my main account, each tab has something good for you. Let's start off with the unique tab though. The withdraw squad and the random relocator, absolutely garbage. Never invest in them unless you absolutely have to. This is an absolute need if you have to. Only do it as a need. Never do it just because you want to stockpile them. Right? Relocators are absolutely great when you're at the point in the game where you either need to relocate to a hive or you need to relocate because you're making attacks, right? The name changing, guys, one thing you really do need to understand here is that you can change your name, but most people recognize you from your, whether it's your leader that you've got currently showing, your might, your kills. There's a lot of things to single somebody out and keep your identity the same, even if you change your name. So always keep that in mind. So I never buy them. It's a complete waste of time and money, at least for guild coins anyways, right? Talent resets are absolutely amazing whenever you hit about the mid-level of gameplay. For me right now, since I'm still beginning the game as a free-to-play player, I will not be investing any of my guild coins in the talent resets anytime soon. It's just not worth it for me. Revival fruits, man, buy them as needed. Now here's a controversy thing, right? People say, VNNCZ3, should I buy the quest scrolls, whether they're admin or guild? And I say, look, dude, don't buy them. They're absolutely a waste of your coins. And they say, well, why? I get materials and all that stuff. And I'll explain that in a little bit, okay? But guys, it's a bad bet to buy them. I would not recommend it. The talent tomes and the equipment quills are as needed if you have the research done. Now the VIP points, this is the soft spot, okay? I am currently VIP 9 and I recommend that you spend all of your guild coins getting to VIP 9, but once you get there, stop, man. You don't need to buy any more VIP points because it really becomes not worth it at that point because you need like 20 or 30,000 points and that is a shit ton of guild coins you could be spending on other things. Next up is the resource tab. In my opinion, the most controversial thing here is the food boost. Lots of free-to-play players say they absolutely need it to maintain their armies, buildings, and research. I know in my main account I've got a negative 4 million food production, so there's no way at high-end gameplay that you could ever maintain that amount of food production, so I completely ignore it as a whole. What I did do, though, on the other hand, is I set an alarm for when I did gather all of my food. I set the alarm, right, so that when my troops come back, I can actually train all the troops, I can build, I can do all of that research. Either way, you know, you're going to either build a ton of farms in your base and have to gather a bunch of wood or a bunch of ore or whatever the case may be. Either way you look at it, you're gathering a ton of resources. I just choose the latter on this one because I know at higher end gameplay, I will absolutely be destroying every single one of these farms. But on a side note though, I do recommend once your productions become about, I want to say around 100k, unassisted by the way, that you start buying a lot of these other productions, you know, the stone and all that other good stuff. You buy the 7-day productions, and they're going to cost you about 95,900 guild coins. In fact, that's an exact amount, right? And I recommend that you buy them because it's completely worth it. I know that I do it, and I pay this tab a visit at least once a week. And yeah, man, you know, 2 days worth of guild coins for all that production, and it saves me the vanity or whatever the case may be, or the safety basically. I can stay inside of my base and not chance gathering outside and losing a ton of troops because somebody resource tile hit me or whatever the case may be. Next up's going to be the Speedup tab. The only thing in this tab that I recommend buying is the Gather Boost for 7 days. I know that I cannot take my own advice. I know that I bought some Speedups before in order to rush my castle up to the next level. But guys, don't follow my footsteps, right? Just don't do it on that one. Avoid buying these Speedups. And if you're going to spend any coins in this tab, buy the 7-day Gather Boost to 50%. It's well worth it, especially if you're a free-to-play player and you're gathering a ton of resources. Next up is going to be the combat tab. There is absolutely no reason to pay this tab a visit unless you're either being attacked or making an attack. But if you do make those attacks or you are attacked, these are the items I would buy in this tab though at any point in the game, by the way. The shields for 8 hours, 150k guild coins, well worth it, especially if you're about to get zeroed by somebody. Army attack boost is pretty darn good if you're making the attacks. I know that I purchased some with gems because I didn't have any guild coins, and I kind of regret doing that because I'd really like to have those gems right about now. And last but not least here, the army size boost of 20%. It seems like it's a small amount, but it's really not. 20% is quite a bit. When you have 250k, well then you get 20% of that, so that's what, an additional 45,000 I think is what it is. So 295,000 troops is what you can send out, or 300k, or whatever the case may be. It's really not that bad, but it does come with a hefty cost of 240k guild coins. So when you're making your attacks, make sure you're decisive when you make your attacks, and there's no reason to stockpile anything in this tab. Like I said, the only reason you want to pay this tab any attention or any mind is essentially when you're either being attacked or making an attack. I saved the best for last, and that's the chest tab. No, I'm not talking about boobies. I'm talking about materials and jewels. And then you're like, well, V and NCZ3, boobs are materials and jewels as well. I'm like, man, you know what? All right, let's just do this, right? The material chests are absolutely amazing. I'm currently dumping all of my coins into them because I don't really need any of the other tabs. And my coins are essentially collecting dust as we speak. I recommend once you get to the point of where I'm at, or even higher, you should save your guild coins up. And I'm talking like save it up to about 1 million, and then spend them down to about 500k on these material chests. Rinse and repeat as needed until your relics become that much better. And you know, at high-end gameplay, like where my main's at, you know, I actually dump the majority of my coins into the jewel chest because jewels are absolutely important when it comes down to combat. There is a massive difference in strength when comparing someone with jewels making an attack and then someone without, basically. All I'm saying is that at 99k coins, man, I'd gladly pay them for even a green jewel, let alone when you get a blue jewel, man, you feel like you hit the fucking lotto. Hopefully y'all found this episode in our free-to-play series to be helpful, and if you like the video, then hit that like button and don't forget to tell a friend. I upload Daily Lords mobile videos covering everything from free-to-play all the way up to how to obtain rank 1 in the Coliseum. So if you want to be notified when I upload videos, then hit that subscribe button. But if you're already a subscriber, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. It's what really drives me to make this kind of viewing content for y'all. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Fucking kill me! And stay classy.